At the moment, he only has 6 Scorpions. I think if he just focused on the center, he could have done very well here. But maybe he's getting cleared up 30 years. This could be a mistake here by Racer, but now he's sending in everything. Our co-cast again will be Mr. Nobody 41. How are you doing, my friend?
Doing very well. Happy to be here and cast another third game with you. Wasn't expecting to cast this many games after yesterday.
Yeah, that's true. And we even have a new overlay. 0 TCs means we have 0. Plus means we already started one. And Racer is going for the center quite nice and early here. And look at that. He is getting 1 wood, food, gold, and stone per second while he's controlling that. Goth was the unit or the civilization of choice. What do you think about those?
I think that was a pretty obvious choice. I remarked earlier that we hadn't seen any Goths earlier because it's such a great King of the Hill civilization, and it's a really entertaining one too because there's so much potential for unit spam, and it's a lot of potential for back and forth, but also there's a lot of anticipation when the timer really goes down and that spam just keeps coming in and they have to cut off the reinforcements, and it's just a really fun matchup.
Yeah, I think Goth even won twice already in King of the Hippo, so I was a bit surprised that we saw so few of them. As you mentioned, the spam could be really deadly, and you really need to kill those barracks instead of the units.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And that said, there were some other fun possibilities, I think. A lot of the chat or the audience choose to vote for Tudens. That would have been really fun for the Siege Andres Teutonic Knights. I wanted to see Longbowmen or, other obscure combinations, Ethiopians, Torsion Engines, but those will be for another day.
Yeah, that's true. Everyone kind of building the TCs reasonably to pawns, except Mr. Luck, who built his TC at the edge of the map, will be quite late with his food income. But, well, what can I say? He will be somewhat safe in the corner, I want to say, but actually, he's pretty close to orange, for example.
I would have liked that strategy, just to go towards the edge of the map. Even if you slow yourself down, I would have liked that if it was at a corner. This is kind of on the side, and because of that, he's right next to orange, which will have a nice head start.
Yeah, what we have seen from people in corners, though, is that they tend to struggle a bit getting towards the center because you kind of have to fight your way through it.
Yeah, well, a lot of it is still luck dependent. Obviously, if there are players in front of you going towards the center, then that might be a very big problem. But in general, free-for-alls, being as far away from opponents as possible is usually the best course of action.
Yeah, okay, some Xing here. Actually, who orange X'd red something, or did I miss something? Okay, maybe they're just talking about the center a bit, or maybe someone had friend folk colors on.
Very interesting that none of the players except for Racer has chosen to go towards the middle. I just wonder why no one has even tried to contest it.
Yeah, I'm a bit surprised as well. Wouldn't happen with tanks, and most likely it won't happen if we see the high qualifiers later on, especially Tato and MBL. We're expecting them to heavily fight for those center extra resources, and yeah, just look at that. Racer with a big advantage in the income already here.
How much do you think a late game disadvantage is to get the monument, say for the first few ages? Because on the one hand, it gives you so many resources, but on the other hand, it kind of puts a target on you, I feel.
Well, if you give it up without a fight, it's not really putting a target on you too much, because people still think, yeah, he had the monument at the start, but I need to think about people next to me first.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can kind of agree with that. Although maybe if you're lucky, you go for an early push, but that usually doesn't happen.
Yeah, well, we will see about that. The monument in this one instantly taken, so could be like the 46-minute mark, I believe, where the wonder timer is down for the very first time. But it could easily reset if we are going below 100 years and the owner switches.
Yes, absolutely. General rules. So I do want to take a little bit of a second just to look at the positions of the players. So we have a lot of players in the bottom right-ish part of the map. We have blue, orange, gray, and teal. And meanwhile, on the left side of the map, green is a little bit by himself, and yellow and red might be an okay position, in my opinion.
Yeah, Yeah, it seems like yellow has the most map, right? It kind of feels like what color is missing? Purple. Should have been between green and yellow there at the top. It feels like there's a lot of space, and green and yellow, they have to be happy with that.
Yeah, absolutely. More space means less enemies you have to run into to fight for resources. And certainly, not all these players on the right side of the map are going to make it. Just as I see there's a dead villager from Racer running into the town center of Luck. Actually, that was a little bit of time ago as that body's rotting in the ground.
Yeah, but actually, Orange is returning the favor and sending a villager in the TC of Luck as well. So KD 1-1 there.
So already quite a bit of tension on that side. And as well, Luck going more towards the middle of the map where he's even closer to Willis. So a lot of these villagers are going to be very exposed.
Let's take a look at that. And, well, we talked about no one really going for the center. And look at that. Willis probably heard us. And is sending 3 villagers out. Only one chance for Mr. Racer to wall with palisade walls here. He's the first one to fuelate before anyone even clicked.
Well, the interesting thing is that Willis can't actually wall behind this because it's all stone. He walled right up against the stone part. So if Willis might be able to get through that palisade wall with maybe 4 villagers or men-at-arms and a tower. But currently no one's up to the next age except for Sir Chico.
Well, for now he's still in Dark Age, so that will take some time. And we can see, look at that, Racer clicks to Feudal Age before 5 other players even clicked up to Feudal Age. He clicked to Chaos Age before 5 other players clicked to Feudal Age.
Yeah, we've seen that in the previous games as well, how much of a huge advantage that'll be. And he's on a very low villager number, but again, with that monument, that'll be enough of an eco boost. The Goths are all about economy, so the quicker you can get your town centers up, the better. And even better, if you're going to have a castle up right away, those Huskarls can do raiding right away, and maybe you can kill 1 player at the very early part of the game.
Will that really help you, though? If we are looking out of the position of Racer now, even if he kills, let's say, for example, yellow, he still will fight against all the other players after that.
Well, you take what you could get. I mean, it's not easy to win a free-for-all regardless, but if you could kill 1 player, and you could take over their resources, and you could take over that space, I think that's a huge advantage, especially if they're right next to you. Because we already know the other players on the right side, they're not all going to make it. And luckily, Racer doesn't have to worry about those players until maybe mid or late game.
Yeah, that's actually really a good option for him, right? If Racer kills yellow, teal, blue, orange, gray, they will all slow each other down. So the only guy who kind of has an uninterrupted boom would be green.
Yeah, and you just try to do your best and, you know, take your fights wisely. If you think you can gain something by attacking someone else, then go ahead. If you don't think you can gain something, then, you know, then you have to try to play it more defensively. Normally in free-for-alls, you lean towards more defensive play, but if you can, you know, kill one of your opponents.
Yeah, well, very true. And look at that. 15 minutes of control. What? 900? I'm a bit confused. Is the monument given more? Isn't Nilimass saying 900? Oh no, he is collecting gold. Okay, that makes more sense. So 840 seconds. He is controlling the monument here, and yeah, just gives him a huge advantage. Could even think about imping directly after that, as weird as it sounds with Pop 18.
It certainly wouldn't give you anything as the Goths, in my opinion. You need a big eco to go along with your Huskarl and your champion spam.
Built 1 castle now. We even have a counter of farms now for everyone who's interested in that. Military count is 0 for everyone. And, well, Racer, he has to like how little he needed to invest and how much he's gaining out of this.
Absolutely. And even though the military count is 0 for everyone, I do see that that PL, the gray player, is tower rushing and is going to start to tower rush Woke.
Yeah, and Gray not very happy with that, even asking, are you tower rushing me? What is happening? And, well, Orange is sending some villagers against that. What is his plan?
His plan looks like it's going to be to migrate all to gold and maybe buy some stone. I have no clue.
Looks like all on gold at the moment, yeah. And interesting move. He has enough resources to get up after that. He's going for the stable. Doesn't have any other buildings though. Only the barracks here. Blue and teal kind of weird walls in between them. Teal now finished walling, but blue still has villagers kind of in teal space.
Yeah, I think those walls are completely pointless with the Goths' ability to tear down walls and no stone walls, and I just don't agree with that at all.
Okay, yellow is building a second barracks. Is he trying to make something happen in Castle Age here? Is now getting a market. I don't really see the blacksmith yet. Builds a defensive tower, wants to be safe there. Maybe an attack on red, but well, red is already very well set up.
Well, I certainly would not have recommended attacking the player that's held the monument for the first 19 minutes of the game while you're still in feudal age, but Sir Chico is going to be that kind of player, and he's going to want to, you know, he's going to want to make a name for himself as we're casting with him, so I think this might be one of the most spectacular fails we're going to see, but regardless, should entertain us.
We will see. Honestly, some of the games yesterday have been disappointing with the, just start to finish victories there sometimes. And at the moment, Racer FXX just in such a good position here, heavily ahead in the boom, all the control of the monument, completely uncontested, didn't really need to invest a lot. People need to have some great team play to get him off the wonder. But, well, it's still 320 years as well.
Yeah, I'm taking a look at the tower rush from Gray. It looks like it's going to be stalled a little bit. Gray's obtained a little map control, done a little damage to Orange, but I wouldn't say it's really worth it. He's still got to worry about Green later on. You're going to make a few towers, fine, but if you're going to heavily commit to it, then that's going to really put you further behind if you're at risk of being attacked by someone else.
Okay, let's take a look. Orange now trying to do the attacking you're talking about. And we'll lose a lot of villagers fighting under the tower with the lower numbers. Not the greatest scenario for him.
No, not at all. Orange is going to go lowest in the score right now. He currently doesn't have any farms. He's quite out of this game, and he's mining quite a hell of a lot of gold.
Oh, man. Can't be the best idea for him. Here's reaching Castle Age any second, but that was heavy loss for him, down to 28 villagers. The lowest here. As you can see, Race already at 64.
Yeah, a little bit of a snowball. He heavily invested into the economy. We haven't seen any Huskarls yet from Racer. Just one towards the middle. So whenever he wants to unleash his army, I think his economy is getting to the point where he can do that, at least in the next 10 minutes.
Okay, one Huskarl raiding yellow actually. He has 2 kills, no losses. Goes on to heavy farming. Most people still going for the shorefish. Yellow should be able to not take too many losses. Some more aggressive houses by him. Some more barracks here from Racer. Is he trying to start a Castle Age attack against our player in the yellow trunks?
I think he should. I think Racer's probably got... he's not the highest rated here, but he's around the community quite a bit, so I assume he has quite a bit of game knowledge that maybe isn't reflected in his elo. But I think the full Castle Age Huskarl spam will be a great option for him if he wants to take out yellow.
Now, let's take a look at that. He didn't get Anarchy for now, so the Husker spam isn't going to happen out of the barracks, but he adds more barracks. Oh, well, he has 500 food, 800 gold as well, so maybe just waits to for Imp and then goes for the champ push?
Either would work. I think if you're Sir Chico, if you recognize the situation, I think you should take some villages and start building some town centers on the right side. There's plenty of space there, just in case you get pushed. And make sure to have a backup plan in case you're going to die.
Okay, Racer, he decided on the Castle Age aggression. He's going for Man-at-Arms. Green is going for the same idea here. Not only has 1 barracks, now a very defensive castle for him.
Yeah, if you're Green, I think you should just boom as much as you can. And I mean, you could see that there's no pressure coming in anytime soon. So just try to boom as much as possible.
Yeah, well, that's why the castle is even a bit questionable. Racer now, well, does kind of everything. Now clicking up to Imp as well, while he takes to Longsword Man. And I think yellow will be in a world of pain. Just look at the score. Everyone between 1600 and 1900, Racer 3.3k.
Yeah, a lot of it just the resources gathered, and then Now he's got all this, now he's got a sustainable economy. He doesn't even need the monument, really. The monument's only a nice supplement to his income. And it's gotta get real.
30 farms plus for him at the moment, even queuing some more. As we can see, Chico, he didn't build a single farm yet, still relying on some shorefish, expanding a bit more. Yeah, it's free food. He has massive amount of resources as well. He could go imp as well.
Yeah, but again, I don't think it would gain so much. Let's take our attention a little bit to the right side. So it looks like Willis has carved out a nice portion of the map. Maybe that's due to his walls, maybe that's due to a little bit of luck. But Luck and Woke are really kind of sandwiched in there. And they have some castles there, but they have no room to breathe.
Yeah, that's true. Well, some defense here. Luck and... How will we call him? Just Orange, right?
Sure.
Woke Blokem? I have no idea. Let's call him Orange. Our Goth player.
Oh god.
Oh god. Oh Goth, you mean?
Oh, Nilly, it's so hard to cast with these sometimes.
Thanks. Okay, so Willis indeed is creating the arena for himself, as you said. Well, but with some paper balls here won't really help too much. Quite some funny investments, though. How much, how much he bought off here.
Well, at least I think it signals to everyone that I'm going to be defensive. So hopefully they see that, and certainly Luck is not going to be aggressive anytime soon.
Well, we will see. Racer now with Perfusion as well, goes for Forging, 200 Swordman, solid amount of resources, 211 years to go. And we need people go for continued strong booms. Green, for example, only sitting at 47 villagers, although he was not attacked a single time in this game.
Look at this triple Anarchy coming in. Sergeant Pepper, Sir Chico, and Wokem Blokem. All going with Anarchy. And does that mean we're going to finally see some action this game? We've had... Oh, look at all the units from Racer coming out all of a sudden.
Poor Yellow, what can he do? He indeed went for Anarchy as well. Has his defensive castle, 2 barracks for him, not a lot of other tech. Is sitting at only 2 TCs, builds a third one, but now 200 swordsmen swarming in.
Yeah, if you're Sir Chico... It's like you just set a gather point to them. They're not really attacking anything. I guess they're going to go after the tower first. Where are you going, Racer? Where are you going?
Oh, for now under the castle. So kind of the best possible spot here for Mr. Sir Chico. Not losing a single villager, actually killing some of those off before they even turn into champions. This could have not gone better for our player in yellow.
Yeah, but that said, I think that that castle might not have enough firepower to repel all of Racer's champions. If they keep spamming in like this, those champions will tear down buildings in a second. And Sir Chico looks like maybe expand just a little bit to the north, but I don't think it's far enough.
Oh, and yellow. Come on, red. Not really happy what's happening here. And, well, he doesn't have murder holds. So this is going to be tricky. And as you said, champions with their attack bonus against buildings will tear that castle down quite quickly.
Yeah, and Sir Chico going into the Imperial Age, I think this is a common mistake that a lot of Goths players make. If you go to the Imperial Age, make sure you have a good economy to back it, because the Imperial Age by itself doesn't give you a whole lot.
Yeah, not really freeing any nice tech there. Yeah, to an assaultman and champion, but you need to mess them up. Indeed, it's not like Marians where Bracer alone justifies going imp, and, well, it's going to be a tricky one. Maybe he was trying to hold on, now build some defensive towers, but those are looking really desperate.
Well, if the champions can take down a castle, I think they'll have no problem taking down a watchtower.
Oh yeah, and look at that, so many villagers are going down here. Yellow in some world of pain, and he did go for murder holds now, but won't even finish the second tower. Now goes down to 40 villagers alone. Red is attacking Teal as well.
Yeah.
Maybe that gives some breathing room for the others to attack the center. 160 years to go.
Absolutely. There's only 155 years remaining. I think this is a good place still from Racer. There's a lot of time. I think if you take that 2 players... What?
Sir Chico's MTC is being attacked, and he will not make it to imp. He will not make it into imp. Look at that, 75% and 400 HP. If Razor's going for it, but Yellow still in Castle Age and will stay there for quite some time. Still, at the moment, I think he doesn't even have any food income.
Yeah, Sir Chico's pretty far out of this game. He's just going to have to hope that he can rebuild somewhere. Willis, I think those palisade walls were really some false security because he hasn't made any military up to this point, and now he's panicking, putting up 2 castles. He's going to have to ramp up military production. He's got a decent economy to do it, but he's quite far away from having a decent army.
Look at that, he is taking models, although he even has 3 castles to defend it, so he will be super fine, even if the Huskarl spam is now coming in, which it actually isn't, because Orange is just passing by, and Willis will be safe. Did he cancel him? I thought I saw him tagging to it before.
Well, I'm not sure, I didn't see it.
Okay, Orange. Trying to communicate, when do we go for middle, everyone? And, well, Willis says, better earlier than later. I need to make something happen. At the moment, Racer is still in a very strong position here. 90 military for him. If we combine everyone else, maybe 40. Yeah, 40 exactly.
Well, this is more communication in this game than we've seen in previous games. Will is saying to everyone, go to the middle now. And it looks like Gray is going to actually heed that advice, and so is Green. Actually, that's just Gray.
It's just Gray, some Scorpions, has some castles as well. Racer losing some of his champions. He's at pop 193, so won't miss those champions too much. But that's actually not giving him too much heavy Scorpions now for our Polish player. I like that.
Oh yeah, you see that in deathmatch all the time. Heavy Scorpions will be great against a lot of the infantry that the Goths can make. However, Gray can't do this alone. He's going to need the support of Sergeant Petburs. Willis is going to need to hold his ground, and maybe we need to see some support from Buzz Luck.
Oh, what really help? He did set himself up. 120 population for him now. A massive amount of gold. Please don't tell me he did sell some to be set up for the long run, because now we're already going very shortly to the 100-year mark.
Let me tell you who I think might have a huge impact on this game. I see Wokum Blokum massing a bunch of Huskarls. If he sends those into either of his nearby opponent's bases, that might take them out and might take them out. That might give Racer the win. If he sends those Huskarls towards the middle, maybe they could take Racer off the middle.
He certainly needs to attack the center now, or the back base of Racer. They need to attack him. Only 94 years left. Nearly years indeed. The chat is spamming it. Good job there, guys. Realizing that we're now getting into the intense phase of the game.
A lot of these players have the economy to do something against Racer. Racer's only at like adjusting for the monument, maybe 140 villagers. So 2 players can take him on, but we need to see a nice coordinated push to do that.
Yeah, Green is going for it while Racer lost a lot of his champions. I think this will not be won in the first go. Only 1 Huskarl, 3 traps around though, and well, champions not too great in killing those under a castle.
Let me tell you one mistake I think Racer has made, and when I played my game, I made sure not to make this mistake because I've done this before. If you're going to attack someone, make sure you kill them 100% because otherwise they're just going to want to get revenge on you. Yellow's still building up. Racer has attacked Willis as well and not finished him off. I think both those players are going to want revenge.
Let's take a look at that. At the moment, the walls of Racer are not really helping him. We have some attack from Blue in the back. They need to kill the barracks. We mentioned that earlier. Red is trying to get a castle up. Green with the spam. Gray needs to be a bit closer. It's going to be tough. Only 70 years.
Only 70 years, but the Goths can really spam. And Racer can keep spamming in towards the middle. He just needs a single unit to be there once the countdown hits 0.
The wall's actually working against him, and now this is a bad fight for Racer. He loses a lot of his champions here, and Orange is saying, oh, I cannot really attack here, sorry for the castle there. What? The important thing is that they're pushing for the center, 60 years only, but Blue, I think, is doing a great job of cutting the reinforcement lines.
Yeah, finally, Blue gonna make his mark in this game. You need to cut off the reinforcements as much as possible, and then you have to take out the barracks as well.
At the moment, 3 Huskarls, 2 champions, 2 traps on the monument. 54 years left to go. Racer going down to pop 120. His production not really there anymore.
And look at this Sir Chico doing what he can on the left side, killing a few villagers, taking shorefish. So being as annoying as possible. That's just the best you could do as Sir Chico. I think he's out for revenge.
Crossbowman against a Huskarl player or a Goth player that has Huskarl, so wild choice for sure. 45 years left, red not having too many units, but it looks like green and gray did a beautiful job together with blue to push red away, and the monument changes.
Yeah, monument changes to gray. It's not really a firm control. Those bombard cannons with luck are really going to be great against those heavy scorpions. I want to point out what Wokem Blokem said. He said, if you delete the tower, I'll send you 500 gold. Ends up it's locked team, so we can't send any gold.
Oh, well, maybe the intention counts. By the way, endless amount of resources here for Racer, as we can see in the top. He didn't really produce, kind of surprising. Was he trying to save up resources, or what was his plan?
I would have to assume so, or he didn't queue up units, because that is... You know, if you spent all those resources and you delete some villagers and you go up to 200 pop, maybe he would have had a great chance of taking this monument right now.
I think so. Just delete the walls. Now it would have been down, I believe, for maybe 10 years or something. If he got all those resources, that's like... How many are those? 200 champions? That's 200 champions. In resources.
We certainly might see some points in this game where players might bank up a lot of resources, bide their time, and then just delete all their villagers and go for an all-in push. Because he could produce so fast.
Yeah, well, the question is how much does... Well, deleting villagers, yeah, could make a lot of sense. Come on, Red. Yellow not happy with that, getting attacked again. But, well, he kind of forced that out of Red, right? With his crossbowman rate.
Yeah, that's like the least bit of provocation.
Green holding the monument at the moment. Pop 144 for him. Now the monument, yeah, control isn't giving you that much, relatively speaking.
No, it's a nice little bonus. You need something to try to hold on to the middle with these civilizations, but it's a nice little bonus.
Oh, blue with a nice amount of bombard cannons here as well. Trying to maybe snipe some from distance. Actually does some damage to his own. No. I think bombard cannons aren't doing... Oh, they are doing splash damage to their own units. Well, okay, actually killing more champions of his own than killing enemy champions.
The bombard cannons will be great against heavy scorpions, but not a whole lot else.
Okay, let's take a look into that. We see Will is now moving in, and well, maybe some sniping from distance there could be an option without really getting attacked. But big move in now. Green, 66 years, but production too far away.
And I was about to say, I love the cooperativity of these players so far on the right side, but those Huskarls of Wokem Blokem going into the base of Luck, gutting Luck's base completely. That's going to take him out of the middle.
Elite Huskarls. Oh, this is so bad for blue. Oh god, and he needs to kind of even send champions back to defend that, right? He has no option to contest the center and tries to hold at home.
No, he needs to go back immediately and try to, I don't know, try to gain some favor from Willis so Willis can allow him to build in that space, because that was a lot of the economy of Luck that has just gotten destroyed.
But honestly, that gives a good shot for green now.
Yeah.
Since orange is attacking the back, we are down to 50 years. Will is not the greatest production here. Doesn't even have all the upgrades. Does some weird ones as well. And green, now with the castle here, I like his position.
I like his position too. I don't think he'll have enough to take it, because, Willis is really trying to make a play for the middle. And as well, Racer has a ton of resources in going toward the middle. So I think the two of them combined should be able to kick off green, but there's always that chance.
Okay, let's take a look. Gray is now coming in over from the side as well. Red knows what's up as well. I think green will be pushed off. Going down to 40 years. Yeah, the production not really there. Scorpions from the side just too deadly as well.
And back at Luck's base, Luck does look to be cleaning this up. He probably is going to want to counterattack Wokem Blokem. It's so hard to tell whether you should go for the middle or whether you should defend your base or attack an opponent.
Oh yeah, and that's the tough thing about this game, right? And Wokem Blokem, the question is, Was it really worth it to tech there? He is reducing his chances to take the middle because he invested a lot of gold now, didn't really kill a guy. And you said earlier, if you tag a player, you have to make sure to really defeat him.
Yeah, I think if he was able to defeat Buzzluck, it would have been worth it because, I mean, he's going to have to go through one of these players to have a chance to win it. Your goal is not to just not lose it. Your goal is to win it. So I think for Orange, his best chance is to take out Buzzluck and take out Gray and get a little lucky and hope that the monument's still standing by the time you do that.
Well, it's sometimes like praying, closing your eyes, and relying on other people to do a reasonable job in the center. Let's take a look. Racer, he's still going for the center, but lacking the last attack upgrade on his champions.
Yeah, that's a bit of an oversight from Racer. That's a very important upgrade. And 80 years remaining.
Teal with roughly 70 farms working for him. Yellow still with 0 farms here on this map. Quite wild. Oh, a lot of scorpions of our Polish player going down. Not the greatest protection here. The Haskal's very idle next to it.
Yeah, Racer, once again, we saw he didn't get it the first time, but he's coming back for a second try, and he still has tons of resources in the bank. He could spam all day.
12k food, 4k gold for him. Now more castles, has all this those barracks here. Willis at least is producing quite nicely into those barracks. Top 180 for our player in the red. Now getting pushed back, but again, has a reasonable shot in winning this one. Now with Scorpion support of his own.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, if you wanted to try that play where he deletes his village and goes for the middle when it's at like 10 or 15 years remaining, that would be very strong. Luckily, Willis is pretty much a team player. He's going against Racer. He's the main opponent of Racer. And hopefully these players can continue to cooperate and pick Racer off the middle eventually.
Let's see, 56 years. Willis not taking the greatest engagements here, turning him one by one against all those Scorpions. That's a lot of meat. Look at that, roughly 70 units already on the monument here. Green needs to attack together with Gray. They, must not fight against each other. Only 50 years left.
Willis, once again being the team player, saying go mid. He's the one that has the best assessment of the threat of Racer, because he's his next door neighbor. And Willis losing a lot of champions to the champions of Racer and the heavy Scorpions as well, so he's going to need some support.
Oh yeah, his production is just horrible. Look at that, not really regrouping, not really fighting properly. Now sending in some rams. Yeah, it distracts Red a bit, but he's at 40 years. And he's winning the fight in the center as well. People really need to go for it. Blue and orange too distracted with each other.
And Willis, I noticed, adding Halberdier. It doesn't look like gold is a problem quite yet, but it might be a problem later in the game.
3k gold for him indeed. Red still defending there at the moment. He only has 6 Scorpions. I think if he just focused on the center, he could have done very well here. But maybe he's getting cleared up. 30 years. This could be a mistake here by Racer. But now he's sending in everything. Will the Scorps go down before the champions are coming over? That would be really important for the end. Yes, Racer with a misplay.
Oh yeah, huge misplay. Green's going to take the middle and restart the counter. That's so great. So great for all of these other players, because Racer might have been able to take that monument had he walked his champions in a little bit sooner.
Oh, this was a big mistake, Racer. I think he had a good spot to finish this game even, but now his production is getting pushed away. He's down to 160 military again. I think he is not properly using MQ. Look at that. All his barracks are actually idle. And he produces 10 more. Actually, you only need like 8 if you're a god with Perfused.
Oh, man. Some misplays from Racer. He's got a very good strategic game, but I think just the execution has been lacking.
Yeah, the production maybe. Not really sure if... I think we should be playing with MQ. That was a question raised in chat. And... yeah, as you said, maybe the execution, the problem for him here. Now, not that high numbered on gold, even lost a lot of villagers at his wood. Down to 65 villagers behind this. His macro not on point either, and he's getting the ramp push. Uh-oh, Racer in some troubles everywhere.
Yeah, Willis has been a huge thorn into Racer's side. Remember when Racer attacked Willis earlier in the game? Well, here we go. Willis has remembered that, and he's going straight for the main economy of Racer.
Oh man, and Racer, that's not looking too great for him. Orange with an interesting reform here, 25 villagers on one single board. He's down to 68 villagers as well. Not really contesting for the center. Blue is taking care of him, but that means Blue cannot really contest the center as well. 80 years down again for Racer, who's at pop 160. Having problems with gold at the moment.
I just don't think Racer has the economy to hold the middle if he gets pushed very heavily. Might have to get a little lucky. However, that said, yeah, I think Racer is like a false champion right now. I just don't think he's going to be able to hold the middle. I think Willis could be able to take him off there when he wants.
Do you think so? There's still 2 castles, mass amount of scorpions. Grey is not really contesting. Green is now going for hand cannoneers without defense upgrades. No bombard cannons around. I think like Racer's given himself a 3rd real shot in a row.
Actually, yes. Yeah, I changed my mind once I look at the food count and I see that he's selling for gold. So his resources are good for this push.
Oh, Yellow saying Blue attacks me for no reason. Well, maybe you attacked him before. And that is the reason. Now we have some pikemen here from our Grey player. They need to consider attacking the center. We're breaking the 1 hour, 1 minute mark now. 60 years to go. It's again not looking too shabby for Racer.
Yeah, and to make this worse, I mean, Blue has destroyed Orange. That, we could say, has been inevitable from the very beginning. However, Sergeant Peppers is also destroying our Grey player, so a lot of the players are not focused on the middle. Only Willis is.
Oh yeah, and that 1v1 should go in favor of Racer. Now bombard cannons for Willis as well, but he's focusing down on the cars. I think down the Scorpions could be the better option. Below 50 years now.
Ooh, let's see if these Scorpions are able to take out these bombard cannons. That would be a horrible play from Willis if they are, and here they are. They're going to shoot, and going to take down a lot of the bombard cannons, and that castle's still going to remain standing.
Oh yeah, there's some bombard cannons in the back, heavily mismicroed here by Willis. That was very costly for him. 40 years left. Green is now going for the big attack here at the side. He has bombard cannons around as well. There's not a lot of units in the center, but Racer, he learned from his mistakes and is now getting a bit more meat on the field.
Only 40 years remaining on the monument. Again, with Goths, it's so easy to hold the monument, but Racer is going to go 2 versus 1 for the last 35 years as Green is coming in and Willis is coming in.
Racer heavily using the market now, tries to get onto some more gold. He's getting raided at home. The eco not great, 54 villagers only, but 32 years. This is going to be a really tough one here, nobody 41.
It's going to be really close as Willis is really putting a lot of energy into making sure his units, come in at the right time. The last castle is going to go down of Racer. How many of these heavy Scorpions can he keep alive in the center?
Oh, it's so important. They are really doing the great job here. Green not really pushing in, Grey attacking. And they are all working in favor for Racer at the moment. Champions not really closing down the distance. The bombard cannons need to focus down the Scorpions. 22 years. There's not a lot of stuff for Racer. He is absolutely at the limit with the resource. Look at that. Lost all his food as well. Did he just trade this all for gold? Looks like it. Scorpion production is the only thing he has. The barracks completely empty. 18 years.
This is an all-in from Racer. He's down to 30 villagers. He has no more food left. He spent all of his food. He's just got this small amount of military stuck in the middle, and it's only 15 years remaining. Can he continue to produce?
Oh, he does not. I think he sold all his food and all his eco. Either behind this mid or bust, indeed. We need to go for that. 11 years left.
Only so many heavy Scorpions left. How much can they do? Can they keep themselves safe? I wish Racer would buy some food, or because that would enable him to build some more units, but it's only 8 years remaining.
Oh god, his production not there. 30 population for him. He's trying to send everything in the center. 5 more years. It's only those Scorpions. There are orange villagers now coming over. Another Scorpion over here. Let's take a look. They need to focus on this down. 3 years. Villagers attacking. One Scorpion is running. The one champion is running around. He needs to survive one more year.
Zero.
Racer may be doing good. There he is. Going down.
Wow.
It changes. It changes.
Oh man.
Oh no.
Oh.
Oh.
Racer, the favorite for this game. I think he's done. He's defeated. It's going to be 8 population.
Population for him. Oh god, what a game here. And oh, that was beautiful. Racer, he is out of it. He has not enough food to produce villagers. He is at 8 villagers in total. Some random champions, no control anywhere. And he has to be shaking his head here.
I think this was the 4th opportunity for Racer where he just got so close, but just didn't have enough production to be able to hold in the very end.
Oh, I think it even went down to 0 years.
It did.
Okay, Remum starts. 3 more TCs, but Willis, he will finish him off.
I think so. Well, now Racer's not he's in a much worse position than his earlier adversary, Sir Chico, who still needs to build some farms.
Okay, Orange out of it as well. He's at 3 pop, he says. He's building a market, tries to maybe buy some stone to get a TC up or something. Yeah, some idle villages in the center. It's not looking too great for him.
Let's take a little bit of a recap of where the players are at. Looks like Willis is extremely strong, followed by Sergeant Peppers, in my opinion. Then we have Buzz Luck, who's kind of a little sandwiched in there, but he's still got a strong population. Wokem Blokum's pretty much out, and so is our Gray player.
Yeah, and you know what? Very often, after there was one person holding it for very long, and then players are doing a great team effort in pushing him away, everyone is trying to settle back, trying to take a breath, and often it happens that the one just going casually for the monument won't be contested enough. And that's what we might see here for Willis.
I always think that when the monument gets reset when I'm playing one of these games, that I'm gonna have all the time in the world to eventually focus on it, but really that 100 years goes by so fast.
Yeah, he needs to have vision, and Green, well, he is taking a look into that, is trying to snipe down some of those champions, but Willis, with solid numbers here, 140 villagers for him, 70 farmers, 70 military, and only 50 years left.
Only 50 years? I think if Sergeant Peppers goes against Willis, it's going to be a fairly even battle, which means that, of course, Willis would hold the middle. So maybe is Buzz Luck going to play any role here?
I think he should be. He has some army around, only one screen. Pepper, please, I have a family. Well, no, he does not. So that's a lie. I think he should now eat a lot of aggression from Green. And here, look at that. He got completely pulled out of position. There's only like 3 units on the field.
Yeah, 3 units. He's going to bring a few more back. And all of these champions chasing down the champions of Peppers in the north of the monument. Not a lot left in the middle, and it looks like Peppers might actually take this now.
Go for middle, guys. Racer says, I will try to select the Teal units so that we can properly see the difference to the green ones here. Teal with some more production tries to go for more. He is pop limit. He has massive amount of resources as well. Look at that. 13k food, 9k wood, 4k gold, and now starts the production. Not enough people around, and that's what we said. Goths are so strong with this spam.
Well, I think that Willis's resources are unparalleled compared to any of these other players, so he's got a really good shot at going towards the middle if he actually wants to spend these, but once again, production's the big problem. Racer's
walls kind of helping here to zone those units out. He is sending in enough though, barracks close enough, and there's not enough green. They need to kill the production, that's what we said over and over again. Just killing the units won't be enough. Blue needs to move in, he needs to cut the reinforcements.
Yeah, Blue's going to do his best. That might be enough, bringing those units in. And as well, Sir Chico finally going to go towards the middle for the first time this game and going to try to help cut off reinforcements. Getting close. It's 10 years remaining.
Uh-oh, and enough spam at the left-hand side. Now Blue is fighting against Green. That's something that they really should not continue to do. They need to cut this off, and there's a big group of Willis champions coming over. This looks good for him.
This looks very good for him. 6 years remaining. They have cut off the south, but they have not cut off the north. There's still tons of barracks spamming in units. Those hand cannons from Sir Chico very far away from being in the north, and I think Willis might take this.
Oh yeah, he will. Blue, if he went over to the left-hand side, that would have been better. If maybe Yellow, with this big flock here, was at the left-hand side. If he positioned himself between the barracks and the monument, that could have been something. But in the end, Willis is taking it.
The very opportunistic Willis, he saw his opportunity once Racer got taken out, and he was very much a team player this game, communicating to other players when they needed to go towards the middle. And once he took out the big player in this game, Racer, then it was his opportunity to shine.
Oh yeah, and boy, did he take him out. Pop 4 at the moment. I'm not even sure where he is with his population, with all his stuff, but yeah, Racer was out of it. In the end, not even too shabby of a score. Orange only had one single unit around as well. Not really, yeah, no, that's green. Well, what a wild game here.
Yeah, that was a very excellent King of the Hill game. We saw a lot of very close near misses. Wasn't extremely long, but it was a good length, and I really enjoyed this one. This was one of my favorites.
Absolutely, and Willis, the winner of this one, will actually cast the next qualifier as well.